Hello, Culture Matters podcast. We're back again. Today, I want to talk about my word for 2025. My word for 2025. Now, we are not in 2025 yet. We are in Q4, recording this November 9th. And I want, it hit me yesterday. Yesterday or the day before, I was talking to one of our guests. Shout out to Maria Quattrone. What's the word for 2025? And it hit me immediately. It's intensity. It is intensity. I'm out of breath because I just did 20 push-ups for this podcast. Even though I've been exercising less, I've been challenging myself to do these 100 push-ups every day. And for each episode, bang out 20 push-ups. You'd be surprised what happens. Tiny hinges swing big doors. Doors, W. Clement Stone. Surprised what happens. The compound effect. Never heard of the rule of 72. Depending on the return, the rate of the rate of return. So let's say it's 10%. You take 72 and you divide 72 by 10, you get 7.2. That's how many years it takes for a doubling to occur. So it's this idea of a small, a little activity every day, 20 push-ups for a podcast, a letter to someone you care about once a day, a podcast every day, three podcasts every day, a call with a potential customer every day, a follow-up to a relative. Shit, every day. That seems intense. This is a year of intensity for me. Why? My word is intensity. Because I think that's my most authentic self. I am an intense person in my best. Yeah, that's in my best version of me. I'm intense. And the reason I believe my best version of me, because whenever I've let my guard down and been myself with people, the feedback I've gotten, or whether directly or indirectly from other people telling me what other people said, was, damn, that dude's intense. And I think for years, maybe my whole life, I've let that actually have a diminishing effect on me, or a almost a dimming or a nullifying, an obfuscating, a diminishing effect on me, and that can't occur anymore for me. I have to be me, and I am intense. And I don't even know what intense like means. I should look that up, I think, before I share some of the exciting things for 2025 that I believe in. I believe in as far as action for you if you listen to the show, whether here and there or consistently. Intense definition of extreme force, degree, or strength. I mean, the activities that I plan on acting out to model our values, to lead in an exemplary way to all of our shareholders, all of our constituents, clients, customers, employees, mentors, role models. I'm surrounded, family, friends. Enemies. I'm surrounded by great people, even the ones I dislike deeply based on their behavior and my own issues, my own behaviors, my own resentments. Um, I want to exemplify a best version of me based on what I want to accomplish, what we can accomplish together. Where are we going? Why are we going there? How are we getting there? Let's figure that out. Let's work on that. But I've got to leave it all in the field and to sacrifice, to say no, having a clear understanding of what one is saying yes to. What I'm saying yes to is important. And it's an intense year. It's the year of Jay. It's the year of J, 2025. So let's look at intense one of extreme force. degree, or strength. The job demands intense concentration. Similar, great, acute, enormous, fierce, severe, extreme, high, exceptional, extraordinary, harsh, strong, powerful, potent, vigorous, major, profound, deep, concentrated, consuming, serious, opposite, mild, mild, mm, apathetic. Those would be opposites to intensity. Am I apathetic to my goals? No, no. I could believe that, but if my actions are represent apathy, do it later. Can be done tomorrow. Then I'm more apathetic than I think I am. Maybe you can identify with that. Mild. I shared earlier. I think I do believe I think that being my intensity has led me my intensity has led to um others judgment, curiosity, concern, misunderstanding, confusion, lead me to pacify, to 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 act mild, to hold back, to restrain. Now, there's been so much growth and value. I don't in working on my listening, leaning in to differing opinions, holding back my words to ask that next question. I mean, if you follow along with me in the Culture Matters podcast, the purpose of the Culture Matters podcast is to uncover the genius of our guest with the goal to make you, the listener, your curiosity cool. If I'm not listening, letting people speak, asking questions, preparing, which helps me do both of those things, my mind is like a storm and I will overrun that conversation. I could talk to myself, obviously, you could see this, for an hour and a half with somebody there and really feed off of their energy, their curiosity, their concern, their micro expressions. I mean, I used to do that all the time. And there are pros and cons to that. I mean, that's not a healthy way to have a social relationship with someone else. It's a great way to be surrounded by people that don't know necessarily what you're saying or and just kind of clapping. And also to disrespect people that could support you by not leaning in and participating in a conversation with another by listening and leaning in. So some of our listeners, you might think, "Oh, Jay, he interviews and that's part of his who he is." It's absolutely not part of who I am, at least not part of who I was. I have had to tap into that and to work on that and to develop that and it almost invert my intensity in another form to bring out the genius of our guest to make your curiosity cool. And it's helped me mature and think more clearly and hear what's unsaid, but things are ineffable consequences of that. And it's been intense. That's a form of intensity. What are other, and I'll come back to that. Having or showing, so the word intense, having or showing strong feelings or opinions, extremely earnest or serious, an intense young woman, passionate about her art. Similar words, passionate, impassioned, ardent, earnest, fervent, fervid, hot-blooded, zealous, vehement, fiery, heated, feverish, emotional, heartfelt, eager, keen, enthusiastic, excited, animated, spirited, vigorous, strong, energetic, messianic, fanatical, committed, perfervid, passional. What is perfervid? From Latin, utterly, perfidi, perferdi, perfervidus, mid 19th century. Fervidus, glowing hot, fiery. So perfervid, intense and impassioned. A perfervid gardener. Perfervid gardener. That's why would a gardener be perfervid? Glowing hot, fiery gardener? That's weird. Synonym ardent, fervid, impassioned, passionate. Intensity is about passion. We have a passion to serve our customers. We are a part of our customers. They're a part of us. That's our culture as a firm, as a partner, as advisors, as problem solvers, as leaders of leaders. It's who I am is a helper to those in power, problem solver, strategist, inquirer. So why intensity? I listen intensely. I speak intensely. I am intense. Anyone that knows me personally has that knows that I don't, hey, is this something that in theory I could work on, or maybe I should? I have to be open. Um, I'm thinking about the Sermon on the Mount course that I got 95 in. I was intensely pissed off that I didn't get a 97 and a half. I think it was lecture 7. Was it 7? Peterson talked about, I think it was lecture 8. Anyway, small talk. Some people don't like small talk. Was that Peterson or was that a different course? That's going to bother me. Of course it is. Intense, right? Yeah, it was Peterson. It wasn't Keith Campbell. It was Peterson. But he talked about small talk and the importance of small talk helps you get to know people. I like to get right down to the bottom of things. I want to think. I get bored easily. I want to solve problems. It is now. How much does that have to do with ambition and the season of our life and the things that we're accomplishing and the responsibilities that we have and the sacrifices we're making and the degree of discomfort that comes with great sacrifices and not doing things that are easy to do. Like I have not had a sip of liquor since November 4th of 2020, or shortly before that, rather. And that's when I did. I have not had a cigar since before that same date, or edibles, which I do enjoy. I will say. Um, I have not watched television in almost 2 years, like movies, TVs, all out of commitments to people that I care about, that we serve based on outcomes we like to generate. I give things up to get energy. And I use that energy to bring you, our listener, the best I can possibly be for the show. From an interview standpoint, from a lecture standpoint, whether it's a Peterson lecture, a book lecture, or a CEO manual conversation, or a 30 days of thought, I give things up to give as much as I can. It's who I am. It's who I've always been. That doesn't, I'm not making an argument intentionally to stay small, to stay, to not grow. But I believe I have to accept who I am as a truth seeker, an intense, passionate, enthusiastic person, and somehow balance that with not running people over like a train coming 150 miles an hour. And the Culture Matters podcast has helped me do that by interviewing so many hundreds of people. Because before each one of these interviews, I'm slowing down, I'm researching, I'm doing the culture map. reverse engineering the autobiography of each guest's life, outlining what they've done, where they've done it, inferring why they've done it and how they've done it, and mapping it all out so I can ask the best questions and build relationships. And I have real relationships with every guest that has either been asked by me or referred by guests. It's an intense effort. I mean, I got to jump off this because we're doing a 30 Days of Thought with Paul Cito and Andrew Berman in 13 minutes. So I've got to hurry up and make my points here because boom, got a great show coming up. And I still have to reread one of the excerpts. We're doing Mom today. So my word for 2025 is intense. I'm filming this today because Q1 starts in Q3. This is Q4, and I'm behind. I'm doing 1,000 podcasts in 2025. And instead of waiting till New Year's to start that goal, and these are going to be interviews, 30 Days of Thought, the CEO manual, um, co-hosted episodes, lectures on various books that I'm studying for relationships that I'm cultivating in the real world. I am doing this to break, to step into, to find my voice again as an orator. You once spoke, and then because I never listened and I didn't feel heard, and then now I started listening and I've lost my voice and I've stopped speaking, and I've got to integrate these parts of my personality to be a better leader, business person, every like human. That's the journey that I'm on. Culture matters. My culture matters. Your culture matters. My character matters, your character matters, and our characters influence how we relate to culture and how culture relates to us. So Q1, if the goal is 1,000 in 2025, three a day, which is more than 1,000, but you get the point. Well, it's November 9th. This started a few weeks ago. I'm not waiting until Q1 to do that. I'm starting in Q4. I'm starting in Q4 because I'm not waiting until I have permission by the culture to start something that I want to start. I'm going to model it before the goal even starts. And that's what an intense person would do. And so my word for 2025 is intense. I challenge you to come up with your word for 2025. Don't just take my word because you're not thinking, you're just getting sucked into the wake of my tsunami wave here. Don't just use my word, please. Get your own damn word. And if that's what a here, this is good. Where's the Wikipedia thing or the internet? What a hot-blooded, zealous. That was a fiery response. Blazing, flaming, raging. Get your own damn word, consisting of fire burning strongly and brightly. Nietzsche said, "One, one must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star." That's what Nietzsche said. Be careful when casting out your demons that you don't lose the best in yourself. And damn well, I'm not losing the best in myself. 2025 is the year of myself, the year of self. I'm going to step up to the plate, be a better leader for all of you and everybody listening to this, all the people in my life. And I'm going to be intense because I am an intense fucking person. And that I'm going to do my best. Lucky I don't do this alone. Jenna is not going to let me be an asshole uh, because she's good at keeping me. And neither are the real leaders in my life, client partners, employees, advisors, friends. Some of that mixes over. They're not going to let me be an asshole, or that's a little aggressive, but let's say that these are feedback loops to be aligned, as well as critics and enemies or enemies, those considered enemies. I don't have to do this alone. I have my culture. I have you. So please leave us a review on the Culture Matters podcast. Share your word on the Culture Matters podcast in your review. What is your word for 2025? Mine is intense, doing 1,000 podcasts. I've said it. It's out there. I'm out loud. I'm confident to share it because I've been damn well doing it. It is not easy. It is breaking me down deeply. It's like drowning, trying to get my head above water as I am responsible for all these other things. And I'm not motivated by whether you're listening to this or not. I'm doing this for me. I don't give a fuck about you. And that, it hurt me a little bit to say that because I definitely do give a fuck about you. I am not, I do not believe I'm half of me operates from an inner scorecard for sure. Another half of me definitely is wondering, you know, what do people think? Um, but I must do this for me. And I do believe that there will be value for whoever listens, or else what, that doesn't mean there will be value. It could be just delusional founder bullshit. But hey, the world is run by BS. Never underestimate somebody that overestimates themselves. Charlie Munger. So, where we're going, at least it relates to this podcast, more interviews, people you've never heard on the show, better versions of the people you have. Obviously, we love to have guests back, but people you've never heard of, uh, uh, unbelievable new content, new experiences, new types of guests, deeper conversations, more of me, the CEO manual, which people are really excited about, 30 days of thought, new thoughts that are not in the book 30 days of thought. Um, Lectures. I've been really working hard on these beyond order lectures and 12 rules for life and maps of meaning. I'm going deep, and not just Peterson works because they've been highly influential, but Alan Weiss, and who's a living consulting um, teacher of teachers and amazing author and thinker, and so many more living and non-living influences on culture matters. I'll be talking about these books and these ideas, co-hosted episodes. Pick your word for 2025. And my word is intense, and I'm starting in Q4 of 2024 because I'm not waiting for 2025 to make that a great year. And it's not me, our whole team is working very diligently, and we are working together to make this a great experience for you. And I'm excited if you can't tell. It's 2025. See you all next time. Please leave me a review on the Coach Matters podcast, and we will see you next time.